Hi, this is Arti Solanki with Living Large Realty. I'm a real estate broker for Living Large Realty and where we turn realty dreams into reality. Today we have Miss Selina Billington with us, and we're going to talk about estate planning because as I help clients build their real estate portfolio, they're buying and selling real estate. That's where Miss Selena comes in hand because she helps clients get their estate planning. So, my first question to you is how important is estate planning?
Well, first, I would like to say thank you, Archie, for having me on your channel. My name is Selina Billington. I am an attorney and owner of Billington Law PLLC. I focus exclusively on estate planning here in Northwest Houston. And how important is it to have estate planning? I believe that it is one of the foundational aspects of any type of adulting planning, financial planning that every single person over the age of 18 needs to get done. Yes.
Awesome. Wow. Well, I was going to ask you who is the estate planning for, but I guess.
Well, I'll go a little more in depth into that too. Obviously, I think estate planning needs to be done for everyone over the age of 18. The statistics, if you do not have it done, you are right in line with the statistics because talking about your death and incapacity is a difficult conversation, and most people shy away from this topic, and it's one of the adulting things that people just push off until something happens. Either they lose a loved one or they have a medical scare. So 62%, like I said, of adults do not have planning.
Wow.
That number increases to 68% of adults with minor children.
Wow.
So most of my clients that I focus on are families, those with minor children, and small business owners, because if you own a business, most people forget when they think about estate planning that your business isn't included in that.
Right.
And for me, I own my business, and if I didn't have an estate plan in place or a succession plan, my executor would come in. They are not a lawyer. They can't handle my business. What do they do with all of my clients and my roster and all of my documents?
Right.
So it's very critical for business owners.
And I mean, so it's not just like if you're buying lots of properties, but it's also for the person who owns just one home, and it's just having that security with having estate planning done is very, very important. So who do you recommend take this step? We already talked about that. So what are the things included in the estate planning?
Okay, so when people think about estate planning, they think about their assets and their money and what I have. And that is a huge part of estate planning. I'm not going to deny that.
Right.
And I will look at all of that. But people often forget about your legacy. And that is your stories, your experiences, your values. So at my firm, I take into account both your financial aspects, and I have a process whereby I capture everything that makes you,
right,
so that your loved ones can remember you and it can be passed on to future generations. Right. So when we talk about the financial aspect, though, there are a lot of legal documents. You have a last will and testament and a trust, and those are two legal documents that essentially lay out exactly how you would like your assets to be passed on. It lays out a clear plan.
Right.
There is also a financial power of attorney, so that in the event you become incapacitated, someone has access to
it. And that's very important. I mean, like, especially if you are a small business owner, if you have investment properties, you want to make sure that somebody is there to take care of it, get an access to it right away,
Yeah,
rather than
so
waiting.
you're not going into foreclosure,
Right.
and this is in the event you're hospitalized or unable to make decisions for your. Yes.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So we also, I mean, I guess we all, that also include the beneficiaries. You
Correct.
can, plan who you want to give,
Yes.
what kind of legal authority to do what, basically each person can be dedicated for different assignments in this.
Correct. And if you are a business owner, we look at your articles of incorporation, we look at your succession plan, we're going to look at any buy-sell agreements you have. And if you don't have any of those, don't worry, I can help you take care of that. But we will include who you would like to manage your affairs on the business side. Not necessarily, it could be the same person to manage your personal affairs,
Right.
but for me as a lawyer, it has to be another lawyer.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And also, I guess that includes, your life insurance policies,
Correct.
your retirement funds. I mean, we're talking
CDs,
about
bank
everything.
accounts. Yeah, if you have jewelry that's valuable, pianos, anything that you own. Yes.
Right. And overall, I guess this is, it's like a key document after you're gone, or even when you're alive. It's still, like you said, if we are not in capacity of making decisions, or if we are hospitalized, or if you're even out of country and you want somebody else to take
Correct.
care of your properties,
Correct.
or just to maintain them, you still need those documents.
That is a great point. And if you do have a financial power of attorney and it's someone that you trust, they are able to make those payments for you, but still not own the business.
Right.
Or be considered a manager. It could be in effect for a short period of time, effective immediately. You can revoke it when you come back from being out of the country.
Right.
It is really up to you what works for your business. Yeah.
I think that's a very good document to have, because being in real estate, we do see like who's authorized for it. Is it a trust that the property is under, and who is the right person? Who do we need to talk to as far as their authorization? Because we don't want to talk to somebody who's not authorized to buying or selling and then find out that, this was not the correct person, it was this one.
Yeah.
So
it's important. I actually had someone give me a call. She was from the Philippines and she owned a property in the Philippines, and her mother was there and was trying to make her sign documents so she could manage the property. And there was, the client told me there was like a stressful relationship with her money, and she did not want anyone to manage it aside from her. So I had to advise her to not sign this document at all, because you don't know who's going to have access to your accounts and your money, and what they're going to do with title to the property.
Right. It is absolutely, I agree, very important to have all these set. And so my last question would be, how often do we need to update those estate planning documents? How often do we need to make sure that they're updated? Like if you're buying and selling properties continuously, then what is the time frame, or is there any time frame per se to do it?
Yeah, so at minimum, I recommend that clients review their plans every 3 years. And for my clients, I do that free of charge. We just do a checkup because life changes, your assets change, you move. If you are in real estate, I personally recommend having your business set up in the name of a trust.
Right.
And because it just provides so much protection to the investment itself, to you personally, to your business. But when you buy these properties, you would want to name them in a trust.
Right.
And if you are in a business with a lot of assets changing as well, at minimum a year. And I do offer membership programs for my clients who are real estate. Honestly, it came up because I have real estate clients.
Wow.
So I can make sure that no stone is left uncovered, because it's imperative that your plan works in the event you need it.
So one of the things that I think we talked off camera was really caught my eye was that you have something for the minors that you can put behind the ID, and I really liked that. Would you like to share that?
I would love to, because it's one of my favorite things that I offer to my clients. My clients love it too. So I am in Houston. My family lives thousands of miles away. So I have a comprehensive kids protection plan. This includes detailed instructions for long-term guardians about how you would like your children to be raised, whether it's education, finances, love, family. It goes into everything. I have all of your children's medical information. And most estate planners, well, all estate planners, they are going to designate long-term guardians for your children. What I do is I fill in that gap in between your death and should an emergency happen. And that includes short-term local guardians for your minor children to ensure that they stay in their home, out of the care of strangers, foster care, CPS. And to do that, I create legal documents that are notarized, but I also give you a kids protection card. So it's a card, I slip it behind my ID, and if something were to happen to me, first responders know I have a minor child at home. I want you to call X, Y, and Z first. And if you cannot reach any of them, contact my attorney immediately.
Perfect. That is such a good tool to have, and I just didn't want to skip that part. I just want because I remember that. Yeah, it is such an amazing tool, and I really appreciate you giving us so much information about estate planning. And I hope our viewers take notes about it. And if they have any questions, we'll be having Miss Selina's website, her contact information, her social media profiles in the description down below, as well as mine and Living Large Realty, my company's description below. So if you need to contact us, we would love to hear back from you. And until then, we will talk to you guys soon and bring new and more videos, informative videos about real estate planning, and what goes behind the scene, and also what is that expected when you have properties for investments or for yourself. Thank you again, and see you next time. Remember, I'm your Texas Realtor.